It's not wanting to group.
Ciao. Okay. Markets are closed, so we're going to not see any data on the American fiat markets. It's all only cryptos that are moving at the moment.
So why are the markets closed?
Well, that's way it happens every weekend. 3 p.m. on Friday is Saturday on the markets.
I got it.
And it closes until 3 p.m. on Sunday when things pick back up again. So right now, there's no trading. Trading has ceased on silver and gold, Dow Jones, all that good stuff. But we finished the day off yesterday. Look at how, oh yeah. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and zoom in a little. There we go. So it's interesting how at the beginning of the day for the last few days here, at the beginning of the day, it would go up and then come back down. Close, go up, and go back down. Close, go up, come back down. Close, and then this one stayed up. Probably just going to come back down again. I don't anticipate gold and silver going up. Not anytime soon. Not at any good rate, and not at any rate anyway. Gold though is definitely proving me wrong. However, for me to know that this is actually continuing a bullish trend, we would have to get above the previous high. So we'll see where it goes as a week wears on. Dow Jones, big dump there yesterday. Probably did that towards the end of the day. Yeah, it did. So it stayed like this pretty much all day and then just dropped the last 6 hours of the day. Global, this is the crypto 30, hanging out still within this price range here. Yep, hanging out. Bitcoin just hanging, it's bouncing off this support here that we've been seeing for quite some time, basically since right after the election. This range here is really crucial. So we'll be looking for, if it goes down below this middle line, we might see it actually drop down into that 80,000 range. We'll see what happens. If that's the case, oh, that's the bear trap right there. Arguably, we're already in it because of how much people are like this here. This is interesting. So here's a low, goes up, creates a new high, right? Breaks this high, but then it goes lower than this low. Now it is crypto, so we have to kind of allow for some of that differential between the two lows, but it is interesting to see how we are expanding those highs and lows. And yep, it's a bear trap. Just buy low, sell high, and better yet, buy the panic, sell the greed. Okay, or sell the fear rather, or buy the fear, sell the greed. Ethereum, it's gotta wake up. That's all I gotta say. It's gotta wake up. If it's not gonna wake up, we're doing this. We're getting dressed for nothing, so to speak. It's gonna happen. It's just a matter of time. Right now, Ethereum, I think what we're combating here is still a lot of insecurity regarding Trump coming in. There's people thinking things are going to be great. There's people thinking that things aren't going to be so great. And then we're also combating the price of these assets being manipulated by ETFs. So between the two of those things right now, it's, yeah, we're just waiting. We're just waiting for the markets to give us the go ahead. And I've tried making a couple of calls, to move some billions and billions of dollars around so that, we could all appreciate some money. But They didn't take the call. I think the phone lines are actually pretty busy because the Governor General has been receiving a lot of phone calls lately. Probably using up all the bandwidth. There's an estimated in the last 48 hours, there's an estimated 10,000 phone calls that have been made into the Governor General of Canada to demand an election, that Parliament can't be prorogated. And let's move on. Cardano hanging out at the top level, top side of this consolidation zone. With this new high, I'm encouraged. Solana, same thing. In fact, Solana is actually really interesting. The fact that it's staying below 200 for so long. I remember when it was going above 200, I was like, oof. It's getting to the point now where it's probably not going to 5x, but now it very well might. Very well might. Injective token hanging out nice and low. It's a really good entry right now. Really good entry. For anybody that was looking to enter, now is just the perfect time. Everything is just kind of hanging out low. Always. It's just all of these charts. Look at this. They're all hanging out low and just coiled and ready to go, except for Ethereum. Ethereum's taking its time. It'll probably be kind of like the one we drag along, kicking and screaming. Polygon, nice and low. Really just checking for entries here, folks. There's not much to analyze. We're pretty much moving along at the same rate. 3 protocol, it's nice and low. Look at that, 3 cents. Even if it just comes back to that average, it's 58% rise from where we are right now. Just take it back to 9 cents and you got 180%. Woo. Looks like it's found support. It's sitting at the 20-cent level right now, but it's beautiful. Beautiful. I mean, just take that back to the all-time high. There's your 100%. Destra. Beautiful retracement. Finding support right at a great line, halfway between these pivot points. Beautiful. 0 by 0. Hanging out nice and low. Buy the dips. That is the rule. Oh, here we go. IOS. I like the IOS. IOS chart and the Destra chart actually remind me a lot alike. Yeah, 0 by 0 as well, but IOS a little bit more so, just because like these little spikes up here, they're real quick. But the fact that it just goes up, consolidates around, messes around, comes back down, and then hits that area again, no problem. It went up, came back down, went up again, hit that all-time high, no problems. The IOS network reminds me of that. Anyone hanging out nice and low, actually beautiful, because this little banker's candle here went ahead and tested the low range of this consolidation here. So that's great, especially with this high all primed and ready to go. Just from here to there, 40%. ARC. Nice, strong high is ready for us. There's not much resistance between here and there, just the one spot here at the 3.6 cent level. Link. Pushing the boundaries on that low. Oh my goodness, it's just gorgeous. Grab that for a quick 161% back to the all-time high. World coin. Look at that low range. It's on the lower end of that consolidation range. Neural, also on the low end of itself. I would actually, you know what? I'm going to take that back. This is actually quite mid-range to itself. It was around a little bit longer than I thought. I keep on thinking Neural is like, a November, October build. Beam, this one here is definitely nice and low. It's it's about halfway between all-time low and all-time high. PAL continuing its climb upwards. It's a great sign. Can tell you right now that if it comes back down and touches this line, I'll be piling in some more dough on this one. FAR, I just love the fact this chart speaks so many volumes. Like, oh my goodness, excited for that one. IMX, but of course later, right? Because it's a gaming coin. IMX also found some support off of this old resistance line at around $1.24, $1.25, and it is at the bottom end of that, at the bottom end of this channel. So if you were looking at getting some more, very, very strong entry right here, right now. Superverse, same idea, great entry. Down from my position that I took back at the, when was this? November, I think. Yep. Down from that position, but still holding out from my first position. Clearpool continuing to dive down a little bit here. Not the worst, found some support off of this old resistance here. Blew through that quite nicely, so we might see a little bit of a test coming down into this range here. Be mindful. That's not the bad thing. That's not a bad thing at all. Seed World, still very much at the very bottom. Those RWAs are going to take a while to come into full effect. Non-playable coin, still hanging out, finding some new lows here over the last few days. And then SPX 6900. Looks like it's come back to settle around the same place that I bought. I bought right after it started to break out of that all-time high. And so, yeah, definitely went up 50% from where I bought probably, and then coming back down 34%. So it's in a good position. This is a good buy. Just because, it's found that it may test this a little bit more. There are a bunch of highs in here that could very well be tested. If it comes back into the zone, probably get some more. I've already got a good amount, but if it comes back down into this zone and I can lower my dollar cost average, I will definitely. All right, so very, very quick. I'm blasting through it. I know there's a few things I want to cover as we are going into, we're going into the next week here, third week of January. Oh my goodness. So we're going to be bringing on a couple of new programs within NextGen Merchants. And I talked about it a little bit yesterday, but Atlas Shrugged is a book study that we're going to go ahead and we're going to work through that together. And I'd like to know, how much would you guys like to read at the book study, or how much are you thinking we should read it on our own and then bring what we've read and our thoughts and our perspectives and what we've learned about our reading when we get together? I've never held a book study, so I don't know which way is the best way going to be. It is a big book. If we're going to be doing this book, it's approximately, if you're reading at, at a reading speed, average reading speed is about 60 hours. So if we're going to be doing it, even if we were to read for 2 hours a week and talk for 2 hours a week, we're still going to be doing that for 30 weeks. I feel that it should be a fairly aggressive read because there's a lot to go through. Ayn Rand does go into a lot of nitty-gritty details, and they're important, but you have to just be aware that she takes a long time to explain some things and to get the full picture of what's occurring. And so those are things to pay attention to as we're we're getting ready to do this book study. What do you guys feel? What do you? Yeah, go ahead.
So I've been to book studies, and it's read a certain part. So
Yeah.
everybody reads a certain part, and then when we come together, we discuss that part. Now,
Yeah.
it would be everybody reads at a different level or different speeds and
Yeah.
stuff, right? And so that would be kind of, okay, so you got this much to read in a week's time, right? And so you've read the book already, Paul. So it would kind of be, okay, so we're going to read till this chapter, the first, right? And discuss this. So it would be kind of best for you to look at the book and break it up into sections
Yeah.
as to how much we can discuss, I guess.
Right.
Right? Because we don't know. We don't know the book, right?
Yeah.
And so you would have to break it up into sections where they're kind of chewable, right?
Yeah, and I also have to be mindful that if we don't get it done in 30 weeks, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. It's a very, very good detailed book on the where we are today and how we got here, and prophetic because it was written in the 50s. So, yeah, I'm of the mind that we are going to do it where everybody's responsible for getting their own reading done, and then we come together to talk about specific elements within that week's reading. Yeah, I like that. I do. Does everybody have a do you if you need a copy of it, that's you can usually get it at the secondhand bookstores and stuff. There's usually a copy somewhere. But if you wanted to get one brand new, they're not expensive. I think they're $15-16 at Indigo/Chapters or whatever. So that's all I'm getting. I'm just getting a copy there because my copy. I don't know what happened to my copy.
I'm going to Indigo tomorrow.
Yeah, good stuff.
I got to go to Edmonton tomorrow, so I'm going to go pick
Oh yeah,
one up.
yeah. Cool. Yeah, we got to go. Audrey Lynn's cousin, I think it is at a trade show in Calgary tomorrow, and so she's going to go down there and get her book in Calgary.
Yeah. No, but I think that would be probably the best, Paul, because you know the book.
Yeah.
This is a pretty heavy section, so we're gonna make it smaller, right? Maybe the intro's not as right, so we can read more. Right? So maybe sometimes it's reading a lot, and sometimes it's reading less. And not that people won't read ahead, but
oh yeah, and fine, go for it. Please do.
But I think sections, you creating a schedule of sections. Right? And it doesn't
then do
have
you
to
feel
be
do you feel that that's a once a week thing, that we just meet up once a week on that, or should we meet up more often?
Yeah, no. You have to give people time to read it.
Okay.
And then time to process what they've read.
Yeah, agreed.
So that we can have a discussion, because if we don't process what we've read, it's like there's no discussion, right? Because we're like, it was just like a fire hose and we don't know
yeah, of course. And then I guess the next question is, what day of the week do you feel would be best to do this repeated, like on a regular basis?
It doesn't matter to me. Like, I mean, if it's, you mean evening? Because
I don't
who's
know.
going to be at the book, right? Like some people work on a regular
I was thinking
job.
Sunday morning.
No, I don't work at a regular job. So days would be better for me than evenings, because my evenings always fill up.
Yeah, we're always busy.
With all those people who have a regular job.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have a regular job, Jennifer? No, yeah.
No. Okay. So yeah, and if I had a regular job, I'd probably stab my eyes out with pencils. So I'm going to I'm
Yes.
yeah, we just got to figure out which day. I was thinking Sunday mornings just because it's an open day, it's more leisurely. We can enjoy our coffee with it. We're not rushing anything. We're not having to do market analysis at the same time. And maybe not starting at 7, but starting at 9, right? And we just go till 10:30, 11. We do some reading back and forth, and share thoughts. Maybe only an hour. I don't know. We'll see where it goes. We'll see where it
Well,
goes.
we can book 2 hours and then,
Yeah.
you know, figure out what. Now, are we inviting other people?
Yeah, I think this is something that would be for the private members, not so much for the general, for people that are not members. I have something planned for that. And that's the second part that I wanted to chat with you guys about. Tuesday nights, and I know it's short notice, but it is going to be this Tuesday at 7 o'clock. We are starting a 6-week program to copyright names. And
That's what I thought
I,
that was. Yeah.
yeah, and my name, because I've never done it yet. I haven't gone through that. And the biggest reason why was because I focused more on the debanking. I wanted to make sure that I don't have to use a bank when this all goes down. So that was my focus. And as a result, I kind of bypassed the whole copywriting of the name. I see the benefit of it. I simply didn't pursue it because I didn't know someone who would be able to help me adequately. The process, every time you get the process and you go through the process, the government sweeps behind you so that it's hard to find again. And so I wanted to make sure that I was working with someone that knew that process inside and out, and regardless of what websites go down, that they would know how. So Laura Jane Cote, who used to be out of Cochrane, now she's Lower Mainland, BC. She's going to be hosting it, and she's offering it for free.
So, and this is to non-members?
Yes.
Ooh,
This
if I
will
go list of
this will be
people
a
who want-
lead generation campaign. So be mindful that the way this works, because we have the affiliate program, if people are coming in on a specific on a specific path, and that path is being led by a facilitator, so for instance, in this case, it is Laura Jane, be mindful. If your referrals are coming in to NextGen merchants because of this content, this is her content, she's the one to receive the 30%. So you may want to strategize how you bring your people in so that you get the commission, right? And so that just means let's meet up directly, right? And then that way the content that comes in is coming from you instead of directly from her. She's building this because she wants that to be her way of attracting clients into NextGen merchants so she can get commissions. And that's the agreement. If someone comes in and they are coming into NextGen merchants because of that program, because they came in because of that, then that commission goes to them. So I just wanted to cover that as like a housekeeping. Be mindful.
Okay.
If you're
So
bringing
my
people in,
question,
bring them in directly with me.
okay, so my question is from now till Tuesday, they have to meet with you.
No, that's fine. Just make sure that when they join, that you and I talk about the fact that they are your client coming in with you. Okay. We'll
Oh,
just,
okay.
yeah. And she doesn't mind. She doesn't mind doing that for free because there's going to be tons of people coming in
Mhm.
specifically for that. I'm not taking commission on, I am on the first ones, but I'm actually wanting to not take commissions on NextGen merchants because I want that to be built by the members. I want it to be invite only, and I want it to be built by the members. So there's going to be a point here where I'm not going to be bringing anybody in, and I'm just going to be giving everybody their referrals based on the content that they're using to bring those referrals in. Whether that's Audrey, if you're doing, let's say you're doing a workshop for empowered living, and they're coming to you, and that content ends up leading them to NextGen merchants, obviously that's going to you. And I want it to be where the entire system is that way. So if anybody has things that they bring forward as content that is helpful for the next generation of merchants, that content is their property, and that the energy exchange for that property is the commission, and it's in perpetuity. So if they come back next year and they buy again, that's still your referral. Go ahead. Question.
I have one more question. So I am speaking Monday on metabolic system, right?
Perfect.
But it always leads, right? So I can have offers. And one of the offers is our 4-week to win program, right? So it is partly health and wellness, and then it is partly habit stacking, building kind of business kind of thing. So that would be perfect lead in to the next gen merchants. So with that, I can create any offer. So I have these for the general. I have 3 offers, right? My health survey. Why can't I remember? There it is. My health survey, the consult, my consult, and then product, right? And then for VIPs, I have 3 other ones. I could have 3 other ones. I have 2 right now, but I have the metabolic program, and then I have the 4-week to win. But then I could also have next gen merchants. So you would then send me a link that how that process is in for them, right?
Yeah. Right.
Whatever
there is
link,
one right now. It's a pretty rough landing page that I made earlier this year. But it works. Right now, the way that the sales process works is we meet up directly with your client and we just get them started right through that call. That's the current process.
And I could put that, I could put next gen merchants meet with Paul, known as Paul, and here it just mainly your discovery link is what it could be. Right. And then they could book the discovery link, and then that would be the way it goes through. Whatever way. But anyway, so let's discuss this like before Monday, because I want to get this into I want to give my VIPs some good stuff where they're like, oh my God, right?
We can do what? Yeah. So Laura Jane is going to be hosting that one. We'll be taking my person through the whole process and marking down the entire thing. She'll also be managing ongoing updates to that process because, again, the government likes to sweep up behind us. So she'll be keeping track of, those paths and where people need to go, whether it's websites or right into Statistics Canada. Apparently, you can go walk right into Statistics Canada and ask for your certificate of live birth, which is one of the processes you need. And all they do, they just ask you, why do you need it? And you can just say something like, I'm just doing some genealogy work or whatever. I was thinking that would be good, but I was also thinking, well, I'm actually learning lots about the digital ID. And so I want to make sure I have everything.
Yeah. I've started the process, but I haven't finished it. So this will be good.
Yeah, this will be wonderful. And and that'll be free for everybody. Then I think that's it. Those are the 2 next things we're going to add: the book study, and then this 6-week live one on, like, it's going to be group setting, but taking my person through the process to have the name copyrighted.
And we can just follow along and do that and ask questions, is what you're saying?
The whole idea is that I go through the process on the lesson. So screen sharing, this is where you go, this is where you go, there's my name, there's how I entered it, here's the paperwork I got from the government. So I'll be showing everything, and then people just follow along on their own, following those same steps. Yeah, that'll be their homework in between the Tuesdays.
How about we call it own work? They own that
nice. Nice.
Take responsibility, people.
I like that. Here's your own work.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Cool. All right. No, well, I'm going to.
You could send me a link, please. Just a link where I can send them to it. Right. And this is the link that you would go into NextGen Merchants if you're looking to, give me a little blurb as well.
Sure. Yeah. Not today, but yes.
Okay. Yeah. Before Monday. My thing is Monday.
And I gotta get promoting it too. I was kind of hoping she would want to wait one more week, but at the same time, I have a list of people that also need to get through this as well. And the sooner the better. So yeah, and it's fine if people come in later. All of the videos will be saved, so they can play catch up if they want.
Yeah. So 2 things for me. I if you wouldn't mind the NextGen Merchant link where I can send people into the NextGen Merchants, and then a little blurb on that, if you don't mind, just like really short, because I don't have much space. And then the other one would be the Laura Jane one.
Yes.
Right. What we need to do that, and a little
to get in on that,
and a little blurb as to what the benefit is of copywriting your.
Yeah, I would love to actually do a call, like a back and forth conversation about it, because there are a lot of aspects to it, and I want her to be that one to go over those features and benefits of this. That might end up being the first lesson, where we just go over, the overview of the entire process and why it's so important, and then that might just be the first one. And then the following week is when we would start step 1. I haven't decided for sure, but yes, we're going to have a proper place. Right now, the best place for people to get started is just to book a discovery call. And that's manknownaspol.com/discover.
Yep, I've got that. And it's in the Telegram group, I believe.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Awesome.
Cool.
I'm going to go ahead and get everything packed up for market. And we got to leave here in 45 minutes.
Me too.
Awesome.
Okay. Have a good rest of the morning. We'll see you.